everyone, this is Dr. Lulu. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be giving you natural remedies to lower hypertension at home without need for pills. Stay tuned. So today we're talking about natural ways of lowering hypertension at home. Hypertension is called the silent killer because it doesn't have loud symptoms that you can notice. It's the #1 cause of heart diseases and strokes. So there are medications that can treat your hypertension, but there's a level at which they treat it. So high blood pressure starts from a systolic of 120 millimeters of mercury, and which is the upper number, and the down number of 80. And between that, 120 to 140 for the upper number, and 80 to 90 for the lower number. Mostly they don't put you on medication. It's caused mostly genetically, but it's a lifestyle related disease. So you can control it by changing your lifestyle. So these home remedies are not for everyone. There are people who really need hospital medications and supervision of the doctor for you to manage your hypertension, but you could treat it at home. So I'll give you a group of people who are not supposed to depend on these remedies, but everyone else, even if you want to try these remedies, do it under the supervision of your doctor. And so we'll start with the #1, which is the easiest. How to lower hypertension at home. #1 is deep breaths. Yes, just deep breathing. So you're going to inhale for 4 seconds and hold for another 4 seconds and exhale slowly. So it's just exhaling, and you can do it for 5 to 15 minutes. This helps to lower your heart rate. It also dilates blood vessels, therefore reducing your hypertension. So you could do this first thing in the morning when you wake up. When you feel stressed, you could repeat it, and before going to sleep. Every time you feel like I'm stressed, maybe my BP can be up, you can do these deep breaths, and they help a lot, and they're the most natural thing that you will want to do because you can do it anywhere. You don't need any ingredients whatsoever. The second one is reducing your salt intake. So salt is we can say sodium. That's the way it's written on most labels. So there's an amount of salt that a normal person is supposed to take, and that's 2004 milligrams of sodium per day. And if you are sick, you have hypertension, you have diabetes, or if you are above 50 years, you're supposed to take 1,500 milligrams of salt per day. And how do you know this? You're supposed to be label watchful. Everything you eat, you're supposed to watch your labels. Be it snacks, be it a sausage you get from the shop, be it everything that has labels. Just check behind, check the amount of sodium per milligram or something, and know your portions. And avoid adding more salt after someone has cooked. In a quarter teaspoon, it's about 500 milligrams of salt. So meaning if you are supposed to eat 1,500 milligrams of salt per day, your maximum is 3/4 a teaspoon, not even a full teaspoon of salt per day. So the only way to reduce salt is to just watch your labels and don't add more salt on the table. And then there's also a misconception to say Himalayan pink salt or sea salt is better than table salt. Actually, the amount of sodium in these salts are the same. So whether you're using Himalayan pink salt, or you're using table salt, or you're using coarse salt, which is the sea salt, just reduce on the amount. Just because you're using Himalayan salt doesn't mean you can add as much as you wish. So salt intake has been scientifically studied, and it can reduce your hypertension up to 5 millimeters of mercury, which is very significant. And the third remedy is eating high potassium foods. So I'm going to put up a video, the link will be in the description box, of foods that you need to eat to avoid hypertension or to help manage your hypertension, and also foods that you need to avoid that can cause your hypertension not to be controlled or to be hard to control. So here I'm just going to give you a list. Most of the foods that control hypertension are high potassium foods. This includes bananas, strawberries, spinach, nuts like almonds, onions. Onions, they increase the taste of salt. So when you add onion in food, you don't need to add too much salt. So if you can add onion to your food so that you don't need to add a lot of salt for it to taste. And also alkaline water, watermelons, olives, most of these vegetables and fruits. So watch my video, check the link in the description box to watch foods that you need to eat much and to avoid to treat or control your hypertension. The fourth remedy is less alcohol intake, which is #1 cause of high blood pressure among the youths. So if you're going to be drinking every day high amounts of alcohol, especially this December, it can raise your blood pressure. So they are required, it's not totally stopping alcohol that's recommended. You can drink, but in small amounts. But what are these small amounts? You're supposed to drink, if you are a male, 2 drinks per day. If you are female, 1 drink per day. If you are male or female and above 65 years old, you drink 1 drink per day. But the question is, what's 1 drink per day? There's different concentrations of wine. So 1 drink per day is 12 grams of ethanol. And if you're going to get wine that's 5.5%, maybe that would be like a glass. If you're going to take whiskey, that can just be shots. So I'm going to also put a link in the description box, because it's like a long topic on how to calculate your 1 drink per day, depending on the concentration of the alcohol you're taking. So if you want to know, maybe I take Mosi, what's my 1 drink for me not to affect my blood pressure, I'll put that link in the description box. #5 is sleeping. An average person is supposed to sleep 7 to 8 hours per day. This will help significantly reduce your blood pressure. Most people who don't sleep are stressed, and stress will raise your hormones, cortisol, adrenaline, and these will be like stacking up. The blood vessels will reduce and your heart will need to push more to pass that blood in those arteries and veins. So stress increases blood pressure significantly, and sleep is one way of reducing stress. So you find time to sleep. No matter how busy you are, you can actually find time during the day, take a nap. 7 to 8 hours of sleep will reduce your hypertension. #6, supplements. So diet helps reduce hypertension significantly, but most of us don't manage to watch our diets because we are working, we're busy, you're at work. You can't say, no, I'm going to eat like this, I'm going to prepare my meal like this and stuff like that. So you can add some supplements to your everyday life, so that even if you don't manage to eat the foods that are high in potassium, the foods that are low in fat that will help control your blood pressure, you can add supplements to your diet. So these supplements, I'm going to just list them. Most of them you know how to use them. If I'm going to say garlic, you just add it to your food. If I'm going to say ginger, you can add it in your smoothie. So most of the supplements, we don't manage to find them fresh. If you're in an area where you can find fresh supplements, it's way better because you get most of the ingredients. But most of us have access to dried powders of these supplements. So if you're in Zambia or South Africa, you can find these supplements at Shepherd Health Shop that I'm going to list first. This includes black seed powder. It's actually discouraged in people with low blood pressure because it significantly lowers blood pressure. So you just take 2 tablespoons every day, you add it to hot water or you add it to your smoothies. You can use it as a spice in your food. Ginger, cinnamon, soursop. Soursop is also called graviola. This is a plant. I think in Zambia it's found in Luapula province. Most of the parts of southern Africa we have this tree. But also if you can't access the tree, you want the dried leaf powder, you can find it at Shepherd Health Shop. Just search their page on Facebook. Moringa, you can drink it as fresh leaves, which is what I recommend most. Fresh herbs are always better. You can find moringa peels, you can find moringa powder. Fenugreek powder, garlic, and cumin. These are the herbals that I was listing that you can find in Shepherd Health shops. And other supplements that you can take that can help reduce blood pressure that you can find in any herbal shop or your local pharmacy include fish oil pills. You can buy green tea. You can look for parsley, lemongrass. Lemongrass is actually a very good looking plant. Most people just add it in their gardens as a flower. It looks good, and you just pluck some leaves, put hot water. Avoid adding sugar to herbs. I do not recommend adding any sugar to any herbal supplements because I'll get into that topic on another day. You can also drink mango leaves. Mango leaf, just boil them and drink the mango leaf tea. It will help lower your hypertension. Number 7 way of lowering your blood pressure at home is exercising. Have a very active lifestyle. You have to exercise at least 30 minutes per day for 3 to 4 times in a week. So 30 minutes is not a long time. You can actually find, if you can be on Facebook browsing for 30 minutes, just know you have time for exercises. If you say I'm too busy, that's an excuse. It's your life. You need to keep your heart health on point. So exercise 30 minutes per day every week. Do a mixture of weightlifting, cardio, and also resistance training. So don't do just one of it. Most people who want to build muscle, whether you're building muscle as a man or you're building muscle as a woman, you're just doing squats, you're just doing resistance and weightlifting, it's not healthy. You have to add cardio once in a while. Remedy number 8 is reducing your weight. Just find a healthy way to reduce your weight. It can be via diet, it can be detox teas, it can be exercising regularly, but reducing your weight will significantly control your blood pressure. And on remedy number 9, you have to quit smoking. Smoking is smoking. These things of thinking, maybe some people think shisha is better, maybe I use a pipe. It's not like, as long as they're smoking, especially tobacco, it's harmful to your health. It's going to clog your arteries and it's going to raise your blood pressure. So quitting smoking significantly reduces your blood pressure. On number 8, I'm going to give you recipes. So number 8, I'll give you 5 recipes on it. We talked already about supplements and diet. So the recipes I'm going to give you will be under supplements and diet, but it's not every day that you can wake up and have time to cook things or eat those supplements that you can eat and whatnot. So these recipes are things you can actually just keep in your fridge for a week or 2, and it gives you time to do your thing, so that it doesn't have to be a burden where every day you're cooking this food, taking these supplements and whatnot. So number 1 recipe is garlic and honey. The measurements are your preferences, but let it be 1 to 1. So if you're going to get 1 cup of garlic, use also 1 cup of honey. Blend them together and keep them in a glass jar. Glass jars mostly, they're better than plastics for keeping recipes. And keep it in your fridge. It can actually stay for a whole month as long as it's in a cool, dry place. So when you blend honey and garlic together, you're going to take 1 teaspoon every day, morning and evening. You can do the same with onion. Same method. Get onion, chop it, and honey, blend together. This is the 2nd recipe. The 3rd recipe is mixing the 3 together. The preferred onion to use is red onion. It's stronger mostly than the white onion. And the 4th remedy is beetroot juice. Beetroots, I'm going to put a picture of beetroots on the video. You just blend them, add water, and take a glass twice per day. These are food supplements. They are like food. It's like the way you eat your food every day. So there's not really for this long. Mostly you just alternate because you don't know which recipe will work better for you. But avoid taking 2 recipes at the same time because you might be taking something too stronger for you. So you can use this recipe for 2 weeks, and another 2 weeks you choose this one, another following 2 weeks you choose this one. So you just drink the beetroot juice. And also I'm on number 4. You boil apples, the red apples. Just cut them and boil them and drink the water. This water you can choose to boil a lot at the same time and keep the water in the fridge. It can stay for a week. The 5th remedy is detox tea. I actually have a detox tea that I would like to recommend for you. It has very nice ingredients. Let me talk about it. So this is Nutriderma detox tea. It's a herbal detox tea. It's a detox cleanser. So it has 7 ingredients. It has green tea, it has honeysuckle, cassia seed, lotus leaf, gynoxema, hawthorn, and senna leaves. All these 7 ingredients are actually very medicinal with a lot of benefits. I'm going to make a video to just talk about the ingredients in this tea and their individual benefits. But for now, this tea I would recommend it because it has very, very powerful ingredients in one. So you could just take the tea early in the morning, you drink, and in the evening you drink. It will cleanse your system, it will flush out the toxins in your body, and you will feel energized, light, and it helps to control blood pressure. More than, out of the 7 ingredients that are in here, more than 5 of those ingredients work to lower blood pressure. And I also mentioned to say at the end, I'm going to tell you the categories of people who can't use these natural remedies. So number 1, if your high blood pressure is already above 140/90, that's high, and you might need hospital medications to control it. So these natural remedies we recommend for people to use between 120/80 to 140/90, in between that range, because they are not really hypertensive. It's pre-hypertension, and it can be controlled by changing your lifestyle. So if you're above that, you could consider either using the remedies under the supervision of your doctor or get hospital treatment from your doctor. The second one, if your hypertension has already tipped you into kidney disease. When you have kidney disease, you are not supposed to use most of these herbals because the kidneys and the liver are the ones that flush out these herbs from your system. So you might be taking in something that your body is not going to manage to take out. If you've had heart disease already, and if you've had a stroke, you are not supposed to use these remedies. Get hospital medications, because also herbal remedies are very mild. So they work when your disease hasn't progressed very much. So if your disease has progressed, please see your doctor. Thank you for staying tuned. Remember to subscribe to my channel and turn on that notification bell so that you receive notifications every time I post videos. Thank you, bye bye, and see you next time.